What's up, everybody? Spears is back for another video. Oh crap. I think this might be on too tight. My finger's a little red. So, last video, told you about some music, all that good stuff, and I kind of talked about what was to come. Well, what do you think this video is going to be about? Not fairy tale. I know I said I was going to do that, but Game Maniac 84 gave me a great idea. He said, talk about WoW. For those of you that don't know what WoW stands for, that would be World of Warcraft, the MMO RPG. It's awesome. Love the game. MMORPG. MMORPG. Say that 5 times fast. Alright, so I play it, so of course, the first thing, World of Warcraft. As you can tell, I've been playing for a long time because it says over 7 million. It's at like 12 million now or something like that. So it's been quite a few years since I started playing. This one's really good. If this is all you own, you can only level up to 60. Even though they've changed a lot of stuff, even though you only have this, they've changed, like I said, they've changed a lot of stuff. So there's some stuff that you can do even though this is all you have. I don't want to be wrong, but I believe that they changed a lot to where basically Burning Crusade does nothing, which is the expansion. Burning Crusade. From what I understand, really pretty much everything is in the first version now because they just have you upgrade it all and everything else. Game's really, really cool. I love it. You get to create your own character, male or female. You get to choose your hair color, your hairstyle. The styles are a little bit limited, but they've introduced a few new ones, and then they always have newer stuff coming out. But on the first one, you only can be a night elf, which is this right here. That's a female night elf. A dwarf, a human, and I can't believe I can't remember this. Dwarf, human, night elf, gnome. Those are the four races for the Alliance. Then there's the Horde, which I don't want to say bad. They're the bad guys because really they're not. I mean, they just don't get along with the other 4 characters. And those are the Orc, the Trolls, the Tauren, and the Undead. A lot of people like Horde. Like here in Ohio, I don't run into that many people that are like, oh yeah, go Alliance. So they're like, for the Horde, which is something that the Orcs and things say in the game. Here, in the Burning Crusade, they add 2 races. The the Blood Elves and the Draenei. They're pretty cool. I like them. I mean, I'm not a Horde person. I play Alliance mainly. I mean, I have a few Horde characters, but I don't really like Horde. And Blood Elves are kind of like feminine, so I never really liked them. And then the Draenei are like cows. Like they have hooves for feet, and like their torso's real big, and then their legs are like real slender. So I think they're kind of like funny built. They have like squid tentacles on their face. Not my favorite race. My favorite race is the Night Elf. No matter what class you choose, your night elf can do what they call shadow meld, and that's hide in the shadows. And it comes in handy, like, say you're getting attacked by something, and it's not another player. You can just shadow meld and stop, and you just stop moving. You shadow meld, and the aggro, which is like what causes the thing to attack you, diminishes to nothing, and they go away. So it gets you out of combat, which is pretty nice. My second favorite would probably be the humans. They have a few things like increased spirit and stuff like that, which is like it messes with your mana if you choose a class that gets mana. It's pretty complicated. I might even have to split this video in half because a lot of explaining for World of Warcraft. I mean, it's an amazing game. It takes a long time. The Burning Crusade, when it came out, it gave you the ability to level to 70, which was 10 extra levels. You wouldn't think it's a big deal, but I mean, it takes a little bit of time to do 60, 70. I mean, you're getting all this experience from killing things and completing quests, but when you look at how much you need, it's like, man, this is going to take forever. But that was really good. The first one, it's like kind of get you into the whole story of what Warcraft was all about. Burning Crusade, the enemy is the Burning Legion, and you go into what they call the Outland, which is the home of the Draenei and the Blood Elf, which has been overrun by the Burning Legion, so they leave. They run away, refuge on Azeroth, which is where you start in the first game. So you just go through with your characters on their new homes of Azeroth, and then as you go through, you get stronger, level 60, you go to Outlands, you do those quests, you hit 70, you start doing the raids and stuff like that. You do dungeons to get better gear and all that complicated stuff. Then came out Wrath of the Lich King, which this is cool because this it really plays on the past of Warcraft. The Lich King is Arthas from Warcraft 3. He was a paladin and became corrupted, wanting to save his people, and really what he does is destroys them because, the Lich King, he's the leader of the undead army. Really cool. The game got crazy there. They introduced a new class, which was the Death Knight, and I did not tell you the other classes, so that's what I'm going to do now. There is warlocks, mages, priests, druids, paladins, death knights, shaman, warrior, rogue, and hunters. I believe there's just 10 classes. That sounds like all of them. I mean, there's so many, it's hard to remember. But anyways, those are all the classes. The first 5 I mentioned, they use mana, which is just a blue bar under your health bar. Warlocks are just they just do damage. You don't take them in for the leader of a group for a dungeon, which you put together 5-man groups for dungeons. You need somebody that wears heavy armor and hits really, really hard with weapons to lead the group through. Basically, lead the group through. They call that a tank. The warlock is not a tank. He wears leather gear. He uses a staff, which staffs usually don't do much damage. It's the role of a staff is the buffs on it, which are like increased spirit and intellect, which affects your mana. Like your spirit affects how fast your mana goes up in and out of combat. Intellect is how much, affects how much mana you actually have, so it increases your maximum amount and stuff like that. You get stabs and daggers and things like that that have good increases for your type of character. In the case of a warlock, spirit, intellect, things like that. Again, they're only damage. They don't heal or anything like that. Then you got the mage, which is the same way. It just does damage. There's three different tiers of talents though, in each one. I'm not going to go through all that because that's too complicated. I couldn't memorize every little thing in each tier or tree, I guess you would call it. It's talent tree. So I'm not even going to try to do that, but I'm going to kind of talk about it. There's 3 of them in each one, and those 2 characters, none of them are healing or damage. Then the priest, he can be damage or healing, shadow, holy, or discipline. Holy and discipline are healers, unless they've changed again, because it's been a little while since I played. They've had discipline as DPS at times, and discipline as being healers. Right now, since when I played, it was also a healer thing. I changed it up so I could try that out, because usually I was just a holy priest or a shadow priest, so that's pretty cool. Paladins, those can be tanks, damage, or healers. If you go holy, you are a healer. Paladin healers are pretty good, actually. It's nice because they wear mail and plate once you hit 60, and you can still get maces and things like that, dual wield maces, or have a mace and a shield that have really good stamina or really good, increases your health, spirit, or things like that, depending on which one you pick out of the 3 tiers or trees. Retribution. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I believe that one was the damage. And protection, I believe it's called protection. Again, forgive me if I'm incorrect. I don't have a paladin. I have a paladin, but he's very low level. And that's the tank spec. It's really, really cool to be able to heal yourself small amounts no matter where you put your talents. I enjoy the game a lot. Recently, I guess it wasn't all that recent anymore, but Cataclysm came out. The only reason why I don't have a case for that, which is weird because I like having my cases, is because I bought it online instead, because I didn't want to wait to go get it from a store. So I just went ahead and ordered it online, pre-ordered it, and got that and started playing the next day because everything was bogged down too much where I could use the server. But Cataclysm's awesome. 2 new races were introduced, the Worgen and the Goblin. Worgens are the Alliance, and Goblin is the Horde. The Worgen, they're like humans, but they were turned into werewolves, basically, but they call them Worgens in the game. And they're really cool. They can go back in between their human form and their Worgen form. When you fight, though, it automatically puts you back in the Worgen. I really like the Worgen because I never had a Druid, which is another class that was Night Elf specific for Alliance, and I don't like Horde, so I already had a Night Elf. I was like, I don't want to make another one and go through all that again. So when I found out that Worgens were going to be Druids, I was all over that. So I have a Druid Worgen. I really like him. He's cool. I have him dual spec'd, which is where you can do 2 different main trees, but you have to spend like a lot of gold. But that's really cool. This video is going to be too long, so I'm going to have a second part. Enjoy.